So Taekwondo is a Korean martial art. It's basically like a form is as well as a traditional wellness expedition that they do.
Okay.
We've got the karate that comes from Japan, Kung Fu from China. Now this Taekwondo is from Korea itself.
Okay.
Yes. Namibia is still learning a lot
Yes.
from them. And the martial arts is definitely different from karate.
Yeah.
The stance and the kicks are wider, and also when it comes to the sharpness and the fastness is also much sharper than karate itself.
Okay. Where do you guys practice?
Okay, we are currently everywhere in Namibia. We do not have a stable dojo at the moment. We use our facility from the Hobo Dojo for karate, from Karate Zen. We do use that facility, but hopefully in future, we will also have a space in the High Performance Center.
I will also keep my fingers crossed there for
Definitely.
that. Tell me about some of the challenges that you had to overcome in organizing Para Taekwondo in Namibia, and especially in being able to take representatives from Namibia to South Korea.
Okay, starting from Namibia is having to prove that this that we're starting not only has a meaning, but it does have a growing path in Namibia. And we had to show that numerous times that if we invest in these athletes, this is an Olympic sport. And everything starts with development. So we have to develop these athletes to get them to Road of LA.
Yes.
And then when it came to internationally, knowing when we got there was that we knew basically almost nothing.
Okay.
So we were competing and learning from the best Olympians and the black belts, but they saw us as the athletes that knew nothing.
Okay.
So they were scared to compete with us because that's their job. They get paid for what they do.
Yeah.
So when someone with no experience competes against them or fights against them, they can get hurt because this athlete does not really know how to control their kicks. Yet some of them understood that we came there for development.
Yes.
And most of them they were happy to accept us and we could learn them from them.
We've heard of para-athletics before in Namibia. In general, how would you describe the state of para-sports in Namibia at the moment?
At the moment, it's flying high.
Okay.
It is literally developing so fast. We've got great athletes, and I'm talking about Jerome that does triathlon. He's he won just yesterday.
Okay.
We were celebrating and it's just a joyous day. We've got Angula, we've got Ananias. Like everybody in the para community
Yes.
is excelling and exceeding immensely. So that is what I would want for the para taekwondo team one day to also achieve, because these para athletes, what they have already done for the para community has set the tone, and that is where we want to be.
Okay.
Those are athletes we look at because they put para sports on the map, so we want to become them.
Okay, I like your ambition. But do you guys get support like from government, from communities?
Immensely.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so especially for this trip, the NNPC, the Sports Commission, and obviously the Ministry of Sports, they aid on this trip when I tell you that full expenses were paid.
Okay.
Full expenses were paid. Our athletes even got their allowance. So there was nothing that we did not get from the government.
Yeah.
They supported us 100%, and they knew that this development is something that we needed. But due to the recent news, obviously, in future, we would need support when it comes to sponsorships.
I see, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So perhaps there's a business leader or some
Most definitely.
organization that is listening
Yes.
and watching and will jump in. But what about the community? Do the people accept and celebrate the sport?
when Namibians grow, we all celebrate. We all congratulate. And that is just who Namibia is. That is just who we are as people. We are the land of the brave. Most of my athletes come from medium to low income, housing or financial backgrounds. So there's not always that people can give. But even a small amount, if you can sponsor a training equipment or a mouth guard, we would be forever thankful, because that is what the athlete needs.
Yeah.
And we've got athletes in the north that do not have what most athletes would have in Windhoek.
Yes.
So if there's someone that has a generous heart that would like to sponsor or donate to an athlete, they can obviously contact me, and I will allocate it directly to the athlete, because we're not here to use the athlete's money. We want to make sure that the athlete is pushed to their full potential with the aid that then is given to them.
I didn't make it. It was a fair fight, but I was also very impressed with the numbers that I got, the support that I had, people behind me. I feel like a lot of people are not informed. A lot of people just make decisions based on loyalty, or I don't know what exactly, because currently people are still running back to me to say that, please come help us to spearhead this sewage water story. I'm like, guys, you didn't vote for me. I would have been there to solve those problems. So there's a loophole in that aspect of education and information, of which I've decided, in fact, I'm not going to be participating in any elections further from here, henceforth, because I feel that people need to be, if anything, I want to be informing, I want to be educating. I've approached agencies that do funding in those regards, and I'm hoping that something comes up so that I can really go out to individuals at the most, at the grassroots level, and tell them how things work, how political systems are designed, and things that the ECN is not necessarily doing, because I feel that they also have an agenda. And these are all things that are in the open. I have emails whereby I approach the ECN to allow my organization to be one of the agencies that gives education. But that I never got any response. It's crazy. It makes you wonder, like, these perfect laws that are there, ECN is supposed to conduct, work with organizations in order to provide education, civil education, but they don't do it. It makes you wonder, so beautiful laws, but what's happening?
Yeah. So you are saying that the residents of Okahanja have made their bed and they must lie in it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel unfortunate because I'm a part of that bed. It's so unfortunate, man. My wife cries every time when we get home. This stench. I want to get the Minister of Health to come and just stay and spend a few minutes at that river because we live close to a river. It's horrible.
It's horrible. Tell me about your town has a lot of problems. I see a lot of activists from Okahanja. I had another interview of somebody from Okahanja this week. This person was assaulted by some bosses there for the company that he works for and whatnot. But that is not even the main thing for me. You had that dark episode early last year when those young girls were abducted and sexually assaulted and killed.
And recently, even boys are raping. It's the Okahanja town. They call it now a devil's playground. I think as a resident who was born and raised there, I feel what's happened is there's an influx of people that came from. There's no regulation. People come anyhow, put a ghetto, put a shack there, and then you have now a neighbor that you don't even know whether they have a criminal record, what they are doing in that shack at night. You have no idea. So from the regulatory side, the constituency office is supposed to have committees within the suburb or the community whereby they are the ones that are the middlemen between the incomers and the council. So that is a real evil, and I think young people can get involved. Serious young men can stand up and work alongside legal or law enforcement.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people that is open to that. My organization has been working with the police at roadblocks, safety issues. We do patrols at night and so on. So the Okahanja issue is an issue of we have no parks, we have no playgrounds, there's no recreation, there's nothing happening in terms
Has it always been like that? Because I'm one of the issues that I observe with grave concern is the general decline of our towns. Okahanja used to be called the garden town. Now you are saying it doesn't have parks. Has it always not had parks, or it had parks and then things just deteriorated along the way?
Okahanja, unfortunately, so it had one recreational facility of which I maybe went to once. It was a swimming pool. It was a great idea, but our own people damaged and writing on the walls, and that ended that. It ended that institution. But that was it. Why not continue to put up more things like that? I have put proposals in to have parks looked after by you hire somebody to look after these parks. You make sure that young people have a option to say, I'm going to the Shabin or I'm going to read a book. But there is currently nothing like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely. My brother, it's a pleasure always talking to you. We hope to have you back on the platform again soon, but thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. I really appreciate it. And this is also doing something for me personally, talking out, speaking out. It's working for my good as well.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
We would like to see, better ease of business.
Okay.
On the earlier section, you did mention that small entrepreneurs they struggle with these.
Yes.
More cohesion between the departments, more cohesion between the ministry. Only restriction should be for a person to willingness to pursue a worthy goal.
Okay.
There should not be restrictions on the infrastructure side. A student filing for a college application.
Yes.
Internet should not be a restriction. A young professional from a remote village going for an interview. Transport should not be a restriction. There should be more cohesion into it. Infrastructure development is prime importance. Railway, roads. Those are some of the major important things here.
Although we've had quite a bit of success in terms of our roads, and we're very proud of it, one area where we do lag behind is with the railway development. And one of our very important state-owned enterprises for that is Transnamib, the custodian of our rail services, although not of our rail infrastructure as such. But how do you think we can improve the end product that Transnamib delivers, especially now in a time when we need it to improve so quickly and so desperately?
Transnamib is very important. It's vital for us.
Yes.
You've been asking me a question. Let me post one to you. Any developed economy that has done well in last 50, 100 years, you wouldn't find any, you would always find a robust railway network. Now consider Walfish Bay Port Corridor. It's not only for us, it's a gateway for neighboring countries as well.
Yes.
And an efficient railway, network, a reliable delivery, doesn't need to be high speed. A reliable, efficient railway.
Yes.
That is the backbone of development.
Yes.
We would wish that Transnamib involves more international partners, more skill building, local training, and more approach to more learning to how others have done it. I mean, South Africa, they are reviving it as well. They have understood it as well. So those kind of cohesion is very important for that. And then I will go to an extent saying that without Transnamib, it would be very challenging to realize that goal of industrialization.
I see. But don't you think that perhaps the decline in terms of the service that Transnamib is able to deliver is a natural progression of the structure of our society? What I mean is somebody who has 25 years of experience working on the rail in technical capacity is seen as easily replaceable, not as valuable as an executive who's sitting in the boardroom. And so that institutional knowledge and those skills are quickly cast by the side whenever there's a change in direction or a shake-up within the company. And we've lost repeatedly all the people who had the hands-on know-how to keep the train running until we get to a point where we now have a fleet of locomotives of which a small percentage is still operational.
I agree on to this, that the respect to the skill and experience, you can't replace that.
But how do we change that? I mean, that's how we do things.
The structural change will have to be necessary. More private partnership will be necessary, where business acumen can take hold there.
I see.
You know, bottom lines are important. But again, I will stress that SOE, and especially like Transnamib, it's not a business in itself. You can't look at it in a profitability perspective. It's a backbone. It's an enabler. Of course, you know, some justification has to be there.
Yeah.
That it is, you know, it's not, you don't squander. But at the same time, we need to see the value it brings.
Yes.
So but I will repeat again that this should be the backbone of our industrialization.
Okay. Talking about industrial backbones and things that are invaluable in terms of industry and in terms of economic development, the utilities, specifically the power utility, NamPower, the water utility, NamWater, they are essential. But we need citizens and businesses to have access to quality, reliable, and affordable power and water. How will we enable that going into the future?
Using our mineral wealth that is the road to prosperity. I mean, prosperity is. Let me give you an example. I mean, having a Ferrari and not having a road to drive is useless. So prosperity is when the quality of life improves.
Yes.
Water, electricity, those things are affordable.
Yes.
Internet, as I mentioned, transportation, those things are accessible, affordable for every corner of Namibians. In remote corner, it is available, it is affordable. This is where we need to go. And all those mineral wealth, whether oil and gas, whether mining, these are the tools. They're not going to last forever.
Yeah.
But the prosperity will.
So do you think that the recently announced partnership between Swakop Uranium and NamWater to build our national desalination plant, which will be right next to the first desalination plant, the only other one that we have, do you think that that model is an example of the direction in which we as a country need to go in order to take the mineral wealth and help it to improve the quality of the end result from our utilities?
Indeed. I mean, cohesion has to be there, although I don't know all the details of this particular transaction, but cohesion has to be, you know, it should be supported, it should be encouraged.
Okay. Yeah, in this particular case, obviously the mine is investing in the desalination plant because it has a huge need for water as it stands, a reliable supply, and they have ambitions to grow Namibia to be the second largest uranium supplier in the world. We are currently third. It's the biggest mine in the country, Husab, and they need the water for themselves, but in the process and in the agreement, water will also be supplied specifically to the Rongo region, where there are many other mines and growing towns, including Swakopmund, Arandis, and most specifically Walvis Bay, which we mentioned already previously in our short discussion.
Based on that information, I would say then this is creating an ecosystem, which is beautiful.
Okay. So we should look at holistic development.
It's development for all. Development, all richness should benefit Namibian to prosperity.
That brings me to another question which I wanted to ask you, and it's something that has always been bothering me. Namibia is a rich country full of poor people. All my life it's been that way. Should we as Namibians resign ourselves to the fact that Namibia will always be a rich country full of poor people?
Absolutely not. Not at all. None.
How do we change that? Because, as soon as you are in power, as soon as you have the opportunity to affect that change, you are also now one of the rich people. Why would you, once you get there to be the beneficiary, once you get to the top, why would you want to bring yourself down closer to the people that you've left behind? I mean, that's not human nature. So how does a country escape that reality?
Actually, I have a lot of faith in current leadership. That message of skill transfer, capacity building, that echoes. If you'll see that in the short tenure, two of the biggest economies in the world either paid visit or there was a state visit.
Yeah.
That's a very positive signal
Yeah.
for us that the world is interested in us. And with that interest, the expertise comes, the accountability comes. I have worked and traveled to a lot of African countries, and then it's my belief that the legal system in Namibia, the labor law, etc., and it's very robust as compared to other places.
Okay.
Yes, and then I'm quite proud of it. So I wouldn't think that this would remain a status quo. The education level are rising. People are becoming more aware of their surrounding.
Yes.
And there is a shift in politics also reflecting the same. It might not happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
It might not happen next month. But I do see that changes.
I'll illustrate my worry. We have pinned a lot of our hope on industrialization for many, many years, and we have tried to achieve that, and we are still trying to achieve that. But in the meantime, industrialization itself has changed fundamentally. It is no longer a big factory with lots of workers. Now, it's a big factory with lots of robots, some AI, and you really don't need many people working there. You don't need a lot of jobs. We've got a lot of hope and ambition placed on renewable energy. But once you build the solar farm, then the construction jobs are no longer there, and you only need 5 or 6 people to run the farm. All of our development as mankind is moving away from jobs. And without jobs, I don't see how development is going to alleviate widespread poverty and inequality. Even if we talk about the oil and the oil money, we have a long history of using money to subjugate the masses and elevate a few. It's not automatic that because we're going to have more money, people will get enough food, adequate shelter, clothing or any of their basics covered just because there's more money. So I'm trying to see how we won't just make things worse with all of this development.
I have a 14-year-old child, and sometimes I worry about it as well. But then I think that I've lived through the computer era. A lot of jobs were replaced,
Yes.
but they were not gone. They reskilled. So continuous reskilling, continuous improvement. And think about AI, Greg, that it's actually an enabler. There were a lot of jobs that people couldn't afford to hire,
Yes.
couldn't access those skills.
Yes.
People can now.
Yes.
So it can be thought that way as well, that artificial intelligence, technological development, it's actually an enabler.
Okay.
But in every profession, and you will agree in yours as well, reskill never stops.
Yes.
And that should be the method to it.